Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Saturday night edition. Yes. As you can see, it's myself and of course my main man G. What's good, G?
What's going on, Bruce?
Maintaining. So looks like it's gonna be the two of us kicking it with you tonight, which is that's what's up. That's my original tag team partner, so we're gonna make that happen. Looks like just one in the chat right now, so we'll wait a couple minutes to get that going, and then we got some interesting quick hits topics, so we'll touch bases on that, and then as you can see, we got some good stuff lined up for the main topics. Obviously, we're going to talk about Tua, one of the biggest topics in sports right now. Devontae Adams and a ridiculous statement he made, Trae Young, and an even more ridiculous statement he made. Man, somebody got to stop these young cats, man. Take the mic away from these dudes or something. And of course, we'll finish it up talking about something I thought was really interesting. Robert Kraft and his quest to get into the Hall of Fame as a contributor, being the owner of the New England Patriots. So, we'll get to all that. G, what's good, man? You ready for these fights tonight later?
Yeah.
You watching the boxing or the UFC?
Boxing. Definitely boxing. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I can't really do the UFC that much. Like, it's cool, but I don't like it. To me, like all that ground grappling and all that, that's not interesting to me. I'm not trying to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the highlights of it, right? Like the knockouts.
Right.
But it's a lot of them, man, and I haven't been following. I mean, I know some of the big names, but I haven't been really following it to say that I'm actually like a fan. I got a relative who used to fight in Shogun fights, and so really? I was really into it. Then he retired.
Okay.
Father Time, he's a submission master.
Oh yeah. Choking people out, arm locking, and all that.
They train the way they train to fight, bro. Is like insane, man. Like I would definitely say I ain't gonna say they train more than a boxer, right? But you think about it, like you have to, right? Like
I agree.
Because it's it's full contact, foot, everything.
And so many different disciplines you got to try to to be sound at. Yeah, you got to do wrestling and boxing and martial arts, striking, and all this different stuff. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. That's why it's mixed martial arts, right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get that, and I agree with you in terms of just watching the highlights. Everybody likes to see knockouts and all that, so that's going to be what it's going to be.
I chalk it up to the microwave society that we live in, right? We want everything right now, right?
And I think though, when it comes to combat sports, everybody loves knockouts, right? Or even in football, right? We always used to love the big hits. I mean, until they started, taking away that and taking away the marketing. Like us as Ravens fans, we got to see a lot of big hits for a very long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Every Sunday.
Yeah. Remember they had that segment on I don't know if it was on Monday Night Countdown. I think it was Jacked Up, where they show all the big hits. He got jacked up.
Hey, he took that off quick, didn't he?
Yeah. All of a sudden, when, CTE and concussions and all that started really becoming an issue, and the NFL lost all that money on that lawsuit. And then also they're thinking about, we got to take into account the fact that a lot of suburban mothers stopped allowing their sons to play football, because of the concern over injuries and all that. So they was like, we can't glamorize the violence of the game anymore, which realistically is what people want to see. But, I get both sides of it. Definitely get both sides of it. So we got a couple in here, man. We can go ahead and get it started. But as I said, we got some interesting topics here for you tonight, as well as we got some interesting quick hits. But before we go ahead and get started actually talking about these things, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. Tua Tagovailoa, man. So we all saw what happened the other night. Tua, there you go. I'm not sure what he was doing, why he decided he was going to lower his head to try to pick up the extra yardage. You're in a league where quarterbacks are protected more than ever before. You should have slid, but I guess, he was being a competitor. He was caught up in the moment. He was trying to help bring his team back, and he got another concussion after not having been injured at all of last year. The prior year, we saw he had 2 brutal concussions, and now the question starts to arise, like, should Tua step away from the game? He seems to be more prone to concussions than
playoff games.
Yo, that's dirty. That's dirty.
Oh wow, no, I get what you're saying. No, I was saying he seems to be more prone. Like, how some people are more injury prone. He's more prone to concussions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's his 4th concussion though. He only been concussed.
I think it's his third diagnosed.
Yeah, but remember the 2 that he had before were terrible. Remember, he was like seizing up on the field and throwing up signs and all that. Not he was actually throwing up signs, but it was making.
Yeah, he got up this time and did the first down. He did the first down motion. I don't know if you saw that, but he was pointing the other. Yeah, he was pointing the other direction. Yeah, he was pointing the other direction, but it was.
I gotta go back and look at the other play. I know
go back and look at the whole play, man. Like
2 seconds.
Yeah, it got up and
Okay. Sabir Talib Al-Haq, salam alaikum, brother. Go ahead, click that like and subscribe for me. She lives in London because that's where she was born and that's where she grew up. So she lives in London. He's probably like, how does your cousin live in London? Long story. But anyway, no, I mean, that's where she was born. That's where she grew up. So, she's British. Anyway.
You got family in London?
I do. I got family everywhere, man. I got family in
South
Africa,
I'm
Egypt,
being funny.
China. I got family everywhere, bro.
What
does that mean?
Nothing. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that was wild how you said that. He said that real cool.
I want to
try to slip that in. Huh? Pause.
Like, you might know this guy. Oh yeah, whoa, that's crazy.
All right, so so the Tua thing, man. Tua is in a bad way, and now people are concerned about whether or not Tua should call it a career. And there's a lot of different thoughts on that. A lot of times they talk about saving the athlete from themselves because, they have the competitive mentality. They want to get back out there. He just signed a new deal this past offseason. So what I heard and what I read was that if the doctors and the league tells him that advising he can't play anymore, he can walk away with injury guarantees of $167 million. But I think if he doesn't, I think he gets what he earned so far this year and his signing bonus, which still tens of millions of dollars, right? A lot more than most of us will see in their lives, but he'd be leaving a lot on the table. And something tells me that he probably wouldn't walk away anyway. So what are you guys' thoughts first on the injury, how it happened, his concussion history, and what you think he should do?
So I look at the whole Tua situation.
What else, Sports T? No, I didn't. My bad, G. Go ahead.
Yeah, I look at the whole Tua thing, and we want to make these decisions for this man, but at the end of the day, that drive to play football, man, that itch to do the things that you do weekend preparation, getting ready for the game, that's going to be his Achilles heel, and that might be the thing that we may see him again, right? Let's say, for instance, the league shut him down for the rest of the year. He's still going to try to play and get that money because he's going to feel like he's better until he's not. I think somebody was telling me Ryan Clark had like 10 concussions.
Well, remember back in the day, dudes used to get concussions and they would hide it and stay in the game. Like Ryan Clark was saying that he would tell Troy Polamalu, like, hey, I got dinged up. Just tell me where to be and I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Because he might not remember the play or exactly what he's supposed to do. But, that's how it was. Guys took it as a badge of honor.
So I say all that to say that, he'll probably still try to play. And there's nothing nobody can, do to stop him. That's a decision between him and his family. For me, money isn't everything, right? I think he's like he's too young to not be able to spend it or have to spend it on wheelchairs and shit. So if I was him, I'd definitely shut it down, take my money, and get a job on the sideline, because it getting to the point now where if you see that hit, it wasn't really a nasty hit.
It wasn't.
It was
He ran into DeMar.
Right.
More than DeMar hit him. DeMar was just there.
At this point, he can't even take contact of no type. So he really should be playing with that bubble head. He should have a bubble head on, and hang it up. I mean, it's not like they go.
No. We're laughing. It's a serious thing.
No, I'm laughing at the bubble head, but I'm not laughing at the fact that that happened to him. Of course, it's part of the game.
So let me hit this comment that we have on the screen. Sports T says should have been a lawsuit. He clearly had a concussion when he got hit on the field. The way they let him keep going is criminal. So I disagree with that, Sports T, because they have independent doctors, neurologists, etc. So it's not like a team doctor that's saying, hey, you're good, get back out there, right? These are independent doctors that, can say whether or not the person can go. And at the end of the day, if they get medically cleared after, however long they're out, et cetera, and then it's up to them to decide if they're going to keep playing, right? At this point, it's not like the old days. Every player knows the physical dangers that they're facing getting onto the field. So if they choose to do that, man, I don't what can you do? You can't stop these guys from going and doing what it is they've trained their whole life to do and what they love to do. There's no lawsuit there. I definitely don't think so. But whatever. I mean, if it was me and I'm the NFL, I put waivers in every contract, making you acknowledge that you understand the dangers, and you waive them, and you waive liability. So that's what I say.
Williamson.
Oh no, I don't have the Colorado game on. Are
they playing right now?
Looks that way. I totally forgot. Tyler, what's good, my main man? Tua should end it the way Luke Kuechly did. His contract pays him, $167 million if he's medically retired. So, I agree, absolutely. But it's the fact of whether or not those doctors are gonna and the league is gonna medically retire him, right? Because I'm sure that Stephen Ross doesn't want to come out with a check for $167 million, right? So, I agree with you, Sports T. Players do need more protection because it is an extremely physical game. But, I mean, it is what it is. You can't stop grown men from doing what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think once a player signs off like, hey, look, I'm good, and you guys cleared me.
That's right.
I mean, what more can the NFL do? Like, they can't forcibly say, oh, no, we know you're not okay. Like, we don't know. Like, it's you. Yeah, I mean, you passed the protocol, right? There's a certain protocol that you have to pass, right? You cleared it. All right, man, he checked off all the boxes. This is the best medical staff. We're a $1 billion corporation. This is a medical staff that cleared him. If he says he's good to go, I got nothing. As a coach, I'm like, as a coach, I could possibly do something, but what am I to say? Like, oh, man, y'all cleared him. He said he's good. I mean, I'll look like the doofus for not putting you back out there, and I'm trying to win a football game. We only got 17 opportunities during the year to win these things. Yeah,
it's
not like we're the NBA where we got 82 games. You know what I mean? You could be out for a month, but we're still in the playoff hunt. No, you could be out for this game, and we could literally be looking at the wild card round, like hoping the other team loses just so we can win. But we'll look back at this game. Yeah, like I should have played to it, man. He was cleared, he was going to go, and we were hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, granted, that wasn't the situation. They were clearly losing this game, but you still fear for the kid's life, man. Like, he wasn't able to take a normal hit. Like, it wasn't nothing egregious about the tackle.
That's the crazy part. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't,
And the crazy thing about it, DeMar was just in the same situation 2 years ago. It was a normal tackle. It was just normal about it. And it's just one of those things where you're like, man, bro, I mean, you got to think, bro, you're not completely fit enough to take this game. You know what I mean? Like, you have more concussions than you have playoff appearances, bro.
Yeah, that's
crazy. A bad thing, bro.
That's a terrible stat.
That's not a good look, bro. You got three clear called concussions. You're 0-1 in the playoffs.
You know what?
You got your bag, bro.
I know a lawyer who used to work for the NFL. I'm gonna reach out to her tomorrow, and I'm gonna ask her if there's any waivers in these contracts, because I can't imagine an entity as big as the NFL that makes that much money and has that much juice wouldn't put waivers in these deals to say, hey, the inherent risks of playing this game. We're no longer going to be liable if you decide that you want to be out there. Like, I know I would.
Yeah, they clearly don't know enough about CTE, to kind of predict what's going to happen in the future. And so if he does decide to play, he probably should donate his body to science so they can study
afterwards.
Because right now it's a bonehead move. Keep going forward with this.
Because remember, Ryan Clark, he had I can't remember what his issue was, but he almost died in Denver, and I think he lost his spleen and he lost a piece of his liver, I think, because he had issues like playing at the altitude or whatever, and it caused him serious mental problems. And they asked him on First Take, like, yo, would you, knowing what you know now and everything, would you go back and do it again? He was like, hell yeah. and
that's the
darn
drive,
near to a man, all these players say that. Now, some of them don't necessarily want their kids playing. I think Ephraim Salaam, he was 13, 14 years as an offensive lineman in the NFL. So, he went through the wars. He said he don't allow his sons to play football. I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, all these guys, when you ask them, would you do it again? They all say, yeah. So like you can't, the NFL should not be liable for that. I don't think so.
And I think even like when I think the last concussion he had was against us, Green Bay, last year. I want to say it was his last diagnosed concussion. I think he got it that game. I think that's a game Sports T is talking about where he had a concussion. They allowed him to come back, but then later, I think the next game or after that, it was like, this man was concussed. Like,
that was the one.
He was out there playing.
Yeah, the first one was when he got up and he started walking and fell down, right?
Yeah, that was the first one. The second one, he kind of like he got up and like you could tell he was kind of off. He went to the sideline, but he was able to come back. Like they said, he cleared the protocol. He didn't really show the signs of having concussion. But they were looking at the plays that were happening. They was like, damn, he made that decision. It was like that man was running out there concussed. I mean, he just didn't know. But I think like when you look at that, man, his family all like after that Green Bay concussion. They were asking him to stop. They told him to come on home.
I heard that too.
It was like, hey man, you're good, bro. Come on home. Right. You tried. It's all right, bro. You made it to a level that thousands of kids, thousands of high school students dream to do. You've done it. You've been there, but your body is telling you no. And I think this is one of those times, like you go back and you listen to your family again, and they're sitting down with that same conversation. Look, son, we love you, but for this game, we're not willing to lose you. You know what I mean? We don't want to lose you. You got some money. You got your money. Bow out. It's okay to bow out. We see that it's not you. Like your mentality is saying go, but your body is telling you no. It's you know what I mean. Listen to your body, man. Before because like you can play around with your knee, like oh man, I was just trying to. Force
that's something totally different. We're talking about your brain.
We're talking about your brain, bro. You can end up in a wheelchair or dead out there messing around with your brain, man. So I think he really needs to go back and just listen to your family, bro. Your family is not going to steer you in the wrong direction. You have the clause in your contract where you walking away with millions of dollars. So you're set, bro. You're set as far as monetary, but your will for the game just isn't worth it isn't worth your health, bro. It really isn't.
Right. No, I agree wholeheartedly.
I think if me and Tyler was talking a couple of days ago, and I was talking about, hey, do you think you would be able to rush for one NFL yard? Right.
Yeah.
Depends on who your O-line is.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate when people say that, bro.
So I mean, I'm just saying when you put that in
big bros, man.
Yeah, man.
You put bros are big, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But 1 yard though, that's roughly 3 feet. 1 yard might be able to get that.
I mean, when you look at it like that, man, like this dude, he ran for what, like 7 yards, and then he got wiped out. But I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I think it could have been a lot worse for him than Mr. Hamlin.
Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Which
Damar
coincidentally
Hamlin.
made the tackle on the play. That's crazy.
My brother-in-law is his agent.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother-in-law. That's his agent.
So quick, Bruce, you said, man, we used to play full contact. I get that, right? Back in the day, no helmet, no pads. Yes, but that's not having to practice every day for hours, right? And that's not playing a game against other gigantic people, constantly crashing into them over and over again. Like that's a different situation. I get the point you're trying to make, but I think your example is way off because we're not facing near the constant repetitive collisions that these guys are. So yeah, not really.
And the full contact, you got to think, guys, the helmet actually makes it worse. If you actually play football, that clap when them helmets collide, it's the sound as well that can also give you the concussion.
Okay.
It may not be the impact. So if you actually you
I
played in pads, when them helmets and you like, oh man, that was a good hit. To them, that wasn't. Like, but bro, I played like when that helmet makes that clap noise, bro, you like.
So I think that's why they're trying to come up with all these different models of safer helmets, and they're working on all the padding, because what happens is, and you, like you said, you played, so you know, when the collision happens and then you're shaking it, it's your brain rattling around in there. So what they're doing is trying to minimize your head shaking around to keep your brain from rattling around and banging your skull. So like really, they can't protect your brain, but they can protect your head and minimize all that shaking so that your brain shaking is minimized. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. Tua's going to have to make that decision, because I'm sure at some point they will clear him, because, well, you saw who the backup is. And let's be real here too. This is also a business. Yes, we all care about Tua as a person. We all seem to think he's a good person. We care about the fact that I think he's married. He has either one or, a couple of kids. So as a father, we all understand what that's about. But at the same time, from the flip side, it's a business as well, right? And the Dolphins are trying to win games, and they are trying to somehow get back to and win another Super Bowl. And clearly they can't get anywhere near that without Tua. Andrew Luck's situation wasn't via concussions. It was appreciate you, Julio. Make sure you like and subscribe and share, bro. Andrew Luck wasn't concussions. He had I think he had major ankle damage. Huh?
Oh, was it? I thought it was his neck. I'm thinking.
Yeah, he had major ankle damage. At one point, I think he ruptured his spleen or something like that. He had all type of internal injuries, as well as like physical injuries, like breaking bones and things like that, and tearing ligaments. Andrew Luck had a ton of injuries, and he just couldn't get over all the rehab and getting back. So yeah, not quite the same thing as necessarily traumatic brain injuries like concussions and whatnot. I think that's a little different.
He had a concussion though. He had one concussion.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Andrew Luck, he thought he was tough. He's out here trying to run over linebackers. Like, by the way, when are quarterbacks going to stop doing that? They got to chill with all that. It's not quarterbacks.
Anthony Richardson, pay attention. Anthony Richardson, pay attention.
Facts.
Like, bro, because that man be trying to. I don't know what, like maybe it's a badge or something that you want to have. Like, yeah, I'm a quarterback, but I ain't no little quarterback. I ain't one of these little soft quarterbacks, bro. You're the most paid position in the game of football. Correct. You're actually the most safe position.
That's true. They have done everything they could do, bro. But when you get out of the pocket, like, what do you really expect? Just slide. Just
stop trying to act like you a juggernaut, bro.
Facts. You're not Derrick Henry out here.
You not, bro. Like Derrick Henry can go sit on the sideline for a couple of plays, catch his breath, come back in, get iced up. Quarterback, you out there every possession on offense. That's your job. You have to be the one to have the mindset to make the decisions. I got to go up here and make it audible. My brain needs to be clear. So if I need to play this game longer, bro, stop taking the tackles, man. Slide.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like we saw in game one, Lamar tried to lower the shoulder on some. Like, what are you doing? Just get out of bounds, man.
Out of bounds, man.
Like, I understand you trying to win. I understand, you hyped up. This is a guy that you've had a lot of trouble with, but just get out of bounds. You do better for your team if you're healthy and you can play. But all right, y'all have anything else to add before we go ahead and open up the phone lines on this topic? Definitely want to hear what people got to say about this Tua thing and what they think he should do, or what they think the organization or the NFL should or should not do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. That's what I'm saying. If he gets cleared by an independent medical personnel and he decides to come back, they can't tell him you can't. I mean, guess theoretically they could cut him, but then they'd be on the hook for all that money with the salary cap. Like, it would be a monster salary cap hit. So 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264, and the number scrolling on the bottom. Go ahead, give us a call on the Format Podcast. We would love to hear from you about this Tua situation, kind of what you thought when you saw it happen. What do you think he should do going forward? What do you think the NFL and the Miami Dolphins should do? Can't wait to hear from you. Let's get it. Yeah, this is
it's unfortunate, bro. It truly is.
But again, like, to me personally, like, it sounds messed up, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for these dudes. They know what they're signing up for.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they could have gone and done something else, right?
That's the game.
Like, yeah, like look at it. We all put the uniform on, right? We knew when we put the uniform on that, God forbid, we could go into a situation where we don't come back home.
Exactly.
Right? We knew that, and we willingly put our names on that dotted line. It's
true. And I think that's more of a risk than going out there playing football. You know what I mean? Like, it's a game you love, man. It's a game you love.
It is, but
it's a game that you can
less
get hurt.
likely.
You know.
Tom Brady ain't coming back out, man. Although
he's trying to go by the Raiders, man.
I tell you what, though, with those weapons in Miami, I don't know. But no, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming out of retirement, man. I don't think so.
At the age, what, he 46 now? He about 45,
here we
46?
go. Looks like we got a call. This looks like a new one. I don't even know this number. Format Podcast. Who's this?
What up, Bruce? This is Opinion Stated.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, really love the content.
I appreciate that.
You guys out. Wow. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. But it's my first time catching y'all live, so I'm excited, man, just to hear your takes. I figure as long as we ain't talking the Lakers, I don't have to worry about Transformer going off, so we good.
Relax, G. Who's your team?
Yo,
who's your team? Let's start off with who's your team?
You know what? I'm embarrassed to say, man. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm an old school Jersey. I'm a grandfather in Brooklyn Nets fan, I guess.
Okay.
Jersey Nets fan from Derek Coleman.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me interrupt you real quick. They haven't been to the finals since 2001.
DC was a problem, and it's a shame. It's a shame Petro died, because DC, Petro, and Kenny Anderson, that was going to be a nasty big three back then.
Truth,
yeah, man.
Oh, they was the truth.
Yeah.
They was the truth. Chris Morris wasn't no slouch either.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, what was your thoughts on Tua, man?
So just on this Tua situation, man, it's a really sad situation. Obviously, like you say, man, everybody who plays, Tua was one of them ones, obviously, to get him to this point of playing in the NFL, which is dope. He's been able to live his dream on a higher level, which has brought him, the ability to be able to take care of his family, man, on a whole other level, moving forward. Health is wealth, man, so I don't know. I'm a little ignorant as far as the CBA goes in terms of, what this looks like for them to medically retire him. But yeah, that's probably the best option, because, when you think about it overall, you're talking about a life, you're talking about his health moving forward, but you're also talking about, the billion-dollar industry that is the NFL, the effect of what this will have on fans, man, to watch. Everybody knows how we felt about DeMar Hamlin just a season ago. We're a season removed from watching and experiencing that. So to know that Tua has this concussion, history, man, to see that brother go down the way he did the other night was like, yo, that's crazy. So to see him die on the field, bro, will be even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially when we're getting all these signs. So I think that they should just medically retire the brother, let him ride off into the sunset, man. He should go ahead and enjoy his family, enjoy that he was one of them ones. Just leave it at that, bro.
I hear you. The only thing I'll say, at the risk of sounding was insincere, or I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but at the risk of sounding bad, the fact is that, excuse me, if they medically retire him, the Miami Dolphins are on the hook for $167 million. So they're not trying to do that.
That's what I meant. That's why I said I'm a little ignorant to how the CBA works in that regard. But I think that even still, man, financially it's worth it. You know what I mean? You got to think about, like, I know they take the hit and maybe they can't erase that, and so it keeps them at a cap level for a long time. But it's that, man, I had that man down on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And at the end of the day, even if he should walk away, right, or get medically, let's say he walks away, he decides, his family tells him, hey, I don't want you to play anymore, and he decides not to do that. He got a $42 million signing bonus off this new deal. That's his. He gets that regardless, right?
Well, yeah.
And so I mean, that's generational money right there. So if you're smart with that money,
away with about $20 million.
Yeah, you would do it. Well, no state income tax in Florida, and if you're not playing anymore, you don't have to pay the jock tax. So there's that.
True.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he will end up keeping a decent chunk of that dough.
About 30,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe about 25, 30. Yeah. So
for sure.
So yeah, I would say that. You got anything else to add, Opinion?
That was it, man. I appreciate y'all. Keep up the good work, man. I stay tuned and I'm subscribed and all that, man. Love what y'all doing, man. Keep it up.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate
you, brother.
Man. Thank you.
What's your name, man?
Share that with other people. Yeah. What is your name, man? So I can save you.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I'm Q Cosmic. Yeah, I just started my channel, The Opinion Stated, joint, man, about 4 months ago.
All right, cool. I'm gonna check that out.
Y'all one of them ones that I'm looking to just gain inspiration and know-how as well, man. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother.
Bro.
I appreciate it a lot. So if y'all in the chat, y'all hear that, check out the Opinion Stated podcast. I'm gonna check that out as well when we get off the air tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, brother. Bless you.
All right, you too. All right. Any other calls regarding the Tua piece? Whether it's your thoughts on the injury, should he continue to play? Should he get medically? All right, come on. What is it?
man. The
I say something
comments,
pause-worthy? I don't think I did.
Nah, no, sir. Not at all, sir.
All right, what I missed?
Not you. It's not you, G.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Oh, wow. You talking about Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, as soon as I saw G face, I'm like, yeah, he saw it too.
Yeah. That's not good. To your point, Cap's still out there. I know you're being silly, right?
Yeah. I'll be silly.
Okay, because first of all, let's digress real quick. Why the hell is Kaepernick still trying to get a job playing in the NFL? What company do you know that you can sue, win the damn lawsuit, and then you're trying to go back and work for them?
Talk to him.
Somebody explain that to me. That sounds like the dumbest thing. Am I missing something?
Think about it, bro. Jim or John? Jim tried to get you on the sideline. Like, bro,
he was going to help him be a coach on his staff. Like,
be a coach, man.
Yeah. You're not going to play again, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Nobody's going to take that risk.
Thank you.
Nobody, bro.
And again,
gears removed.
If you're Kaepernick, why do you even want to do that? You sued them. They paid you. What are you thinking that you're going to go back?
Hey, what more do you want from me?
Yeah,
what do you want from me?
Something wrong with this dude. Like,
hey, that's the NFL. Like, what you want, bro?
You know what all these NFL GMs are saying, right?
What's up?
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, they trying to hear that, man. They're not trying to hear that. No.
They not, bro.
No.
But yeah, I thought it was funny, bro. We were just saying who was out there. I saw Cam Newton, Joe Flacco. He's in Indianapolis.
He's in Indianapolis. He's Anthony Richardson's backup, and he will play.
Yeah. Ryan Tannehill is out there, I believe. I think Ryan Tannehill is out there.
Is he? Ryan Tannehill on the street?
Yeah. And I think he played for Miami before.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was a wide receiver in Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
Ryan Tannehill?
When he first came in the league, they converted him.
Oh, gotcha.
And then when he went to Tennessee, he got put back to quarterback. Yes, Bruce, you're right. Colorado is must-see TV because you see me looking over to the side, right? I got the game on my other screen. Colorado is definitely must-see TV. This moron.
Shit, bro. What the?
Damn. Yeah, my bad. That was my boy calling me.